Very picturesque racetrack. We are set to go. We'll see who's got the speed.
And it has been a picture-perfect couple of days so far. The green lushness that always greets us here. Spring at its high peak in Alabama. But it's going to be red mist in the cockpit here, James, as the drivers get fired up for a critical qualifying session. We've seen so many wheel drops, some spins, some big curb bashes, even some airborne moments through practice as the drivers are trying to perfect things over one lap around here, and you've got to get it right if you're going to transfer out of Group 1. So this is high stress, high anxiety for an IndyCar driver right now. Just finding a clean lap as Santino Ferrucci, James, is violating the gentleman's rule on the outlap.
Same old, same old. There are no gentlemen once the visors go down. It's all about selfishness, all about me, all about finding the gap that I need to do what I've got to do. But you talk about how we've seen those little issues on the racetrack and wheels being dropped as we look at last week's winner, Scott Dixon.
He's qualified up front here in the past, so Grosjean knows he's got a fast car. He wants his gap. He doesn't want anybody else to mess with what he perceives to be his piece of the pristine pavement here at Barber.
And it hasn't just been in that second practice session for Romain Grosjean. As we look at Alex Palou, Grosjean was 6th in practice 1, 2nd in practice 2. So look for Grosjean to keep that going. How about the man who got his first ever IndyCar win here 3 years ago, Alex Palou on screen, and goes to the top with 7.5 minutes left. That watch Colton Herta. He's been very consistent this year. Both races thus far, he has started on the 2nd row. Pair of 4ths for Herta. He's fired up this weekend. There's guys they've all gone to the alternates with 3 minutes to go. The Red Wall Firestone Firehawk tires. Let's see who's got the speed here to make it through to the fast 12.
Yeah, that's it. Banker lap's done. Now it's time to really turn up the wick, really push these Indy cars. And this is the kind of track you can do it, Townsend. Fast corners, long corners. You can really use the downforce here. You can feel that braking energy down into turn 5.
As long as you don't have cars in front of you. For Santino Ferrucci, got Colton Herta just ahead, getting his car up to temperature. And even though it's not right in front of Ferrucci, turbulent air hurts you in long, fast corners like at Barber, even if you're 15 car lengths back.
And here he goes, up over 13. Keep your foot in it. There's the alt-start finish line.
Buckle up.
What's the time? Whoa.
Look at that.
Good night.
1:05. Rahal to P3, Kirkwood to P4. We're on board with Kyle right now. He can go again. He's already crossed that alternate finish line. So this is his last flying lap.
I'm surprised Palou stayed out. He's tracking only half a tenth slower than the best lap so far, but with 4 seconds to go, nobody really challenging that time. He should have just dove straight into pit lane, conserve those tires. You see him backing off now. Team coming on the radio saying, we are in, we are good, no stress. But importantly, the gaps to 6th place right now, I don't see anybody really tracking well. The closest is actually Dale Coyne's new entry, who's just gone to the green.
That is spectacular for Luca Giotto. When you look at Kyle Kirkwood, who's now on the bubble as Scott Dixon comes across the line. Does Dixon make it? No.
Top 2 in the championship. Dixon and Herta are being locked out. They are being shut out. It's Dixon's teammate Alex Palou as the #1 qualifier from Group 1 Q1. Pato O'Ward, Marcus Armstrong, Graham Rahal and Romain Grosjean. 2 huge boosts there. Let's see what Felix is going to do here. This time in the SiriusXM AutoNation Honda for Meyershank. Can he get himself in the 12 and then the Firestone Fast 6 and a shot at a 3rd consecutive front row start?
You know, he had the front row start, as you said, the 3rd one because of thermal, and brought a podium home there. Not points paying, but as we just said, this is the closest racetrack we've been to thermal, so it's definitely a possibility here for Felix. On your screen now, was sitting 3rd, stays 3rd right now. He's been competitive all weekend long. He was 5th in practice this morning.
There goes a 6.5 for McLaughlin, but so far, not seen anybody threaten the kind of pace that Alex Palou threw down on his banker black tire lap.
Power. Pit.
Did he say no power?
Sounded something like that.
And then I heard pit, and then I did not see a car pit.
Decidedly unpitted, I think you could say at this point.
Minute 30 to go. How's Rosenquist tracking here? This should put him to the top, but again, maybe at that 106.2 mark. Let's see.
Good work. 1:15 left. What happened here? Joseph Newgarden.
So we said it looked like he had to abandon the lap. This is turn 17 coming onto the front stretch.
Oh, wow. Monster save.
That could have been ugly, Townsend. If you
Gathered
hook
up here.
to the left there, you find yourself into the concrete of pit wall. Newgarden finishing the next lap, a 107 flat.
It needs to transfer. It's all looking good right now, so just hit your marks. Don't try too hard. Not a lot of threat coming from behind on the pace that Newgarden's showing right now. 2 corners to go.
Gonna take a low 6.
Plenty of threats to 6th. Rasmussen, Canapino, Newgarden, Harvey. They're looking like they're able to leapfrog their way in, but the green's disappearing on the screen.
Hey.
Newgarden up and over the hill. What's Joseph got? Enough, you bet. P2.
Low 6 was the request from Tim Cindric, and that's what the driver delivered. P3 at the moment.
McLaughlin, Power, Newgarden. All 3 Team Penske Chevys go through to the next phase.
How about Blomqvist there? This is his best run of his IndyCar career. 2/10 off of his teammate Felix Rosenqvist, but this is the kind of performance we've been expecting. Rasmussen, though, threatening Blomqvist from making his first top 12. Big moment for Rasmussen.
Does he lose it right there? I think he does. Just that wiggle cost him. Look at that. Just under 0.03 of a second, and that was the difference where he had to catch it and does not go through. Tom Blomqvist does.
Just getting some gaps on the radio from the timing stand.
Gap up front looking sublime.
If we're looking to a qualifying master this year, this is the man. He's had the best magic this year. Let's see if Felix Rosenqvist can keep it going.
And at least for this point in Rosenqvist's career and this point in the championship, there is no more patient driver that I've talked to in the paddock. This guy is chill.
And so far, so good. 2 front row starts, 2 top 10 finishes for Felix Rosenqvist. This guy here, the 2-time and defending series champion, Alex Palou, with 8 minutes to go. He's been the quickest man so far on the day. Let's see if that continues.
Absolutely perfect in turn 5 braking. You could hear just a little bit of a chirp lock up to the left front, but that's riding that tire right in its optimal slip pattern for that brake zone. Things looking excellent for Palou through the museum corner.
Oh, how smooth was that? I think this guy's in the zone this weekend. Christian Lundgaard as Will Power goes to the top for now. 6.5 minutes left. Here's Joseph Newgarden across the line. He jumps up to 7th.
Lundgaard, he'll go back up to the top, but he had a great race here last year, executed some awesome passes, really had great racecraft. So this is definitely a place he takes well to. As we watch Ward now running in the 5th position, not on a flyer.
What happened there?
He backed
James?
off.
He was on track record pace.
My goodness. What's going on here?
That's
I
bizarre.
mean, you're 2 corners to go. You're not saving much in the tires by abandoning the lap if you think you're okay.
Well, he's safe to transfer, but
still, you basically gave away a free couple of tires. Again, you're 2 corners. That's not only punishing the tires.
That's the track record.
That too, I suppose. But look,
he was on pace for a 5.2 or a 5.3.
Ward went to P4. Grosjean just narrowly missed out by 0.06 of jumping over that line, so Roman's going to have to rely on it. No, Graham Rahal's not going to do it. He's decided to pit, and he's going to get pushed outside the top 6.
And just before you know it, all of a sudden, Rosenqvist under threat. Grosjean might threaten Kirkwood. Less than a 10th off.
Seems like there was a bit of a dispute there on the radio with Graham Rahal and his crew, as we have eyes on McLaughlin now, only a couple hundredths off of that top spot of Lundgaard. Nobody else really threatening.
I think I picked up something like, "I wish you would have told me," or something. That was the sentiment.
They gave him the call, one more if you need it, but I feel like Graham had already committed to coming into the pits, thought there was nothing left in the car, and he'll be devastated to miss it by 0.5 of a second.
Nothing's happening for Newgarden. Nothing's happening for Kirkwood. Nothing's happening for Palou.
Palou's the surprise.
Yeah.
I don't get that. How do you lose such dominant pace in the first round?
Wow. And the Ridgeline Honda, it's over and out. That's it.
James, what happened there?
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, it was 25 minutes ago. Everything was perfect.
Was it a mistake? Was it traffic?
Did they make a change? Did they try to get a little more and it tipped it over?
Track temp hasn't adjusted since he was really on. I guess it adjusted 2 degrees maybe since he was last on track, so that's not it. That's a big difference. You see that graphic career Fast 6 appearances. No surprise, Will Power's at the top of that with 99.
So here's what you got to wonder is, do you try to get 2 runs in, 2 different sets of used reds, or do you try to save a better set of used reds for the race tomorrow? How much do you prioritize the last little bit of starting position over race pace?
And that's just it. Race strategy starts right now for the 6 drivers that are in this session. And they're split 50-50 at the moment. 3 drivers are starting on primaries, doing a banker lap, and will probably just do 1 set of reds and save their other used set to only have 1 run on it.
Marcus Armstrong in his first Firestone Fast 6 appearance. How good can it be? How high can he fly that flag for Chip Ganassi Racing and this Root Insurance Honda?
That change of direction there between turn 1 and 2 was very solid for that number 11. There's really digging in. It didn't upset as he aggressively set up for turn 2. That car looks hooked up.
It's a great visualization of the load that the Firestones have to sustain, especially in a couple of those high-speed sections. Just puts tremendous demand on the sidewall and the compound.
The king of qualifying is quickest. He's in the green, Will Power. Watch that time, second on your screen, 2 minutes to go. Armstrong slows.
Going to Hunt, he wants more. He's up 18 thousandths to his previous best, still pushing.
Still on it, and he has to because
he's off now.
Christian Lundgaard wasn't too far behind, but it looks like the Lundgaard, the 45, pitted, and so I think Power is safe despite that mistake in turn 5.
O'Ward jumps to P3, but McLaughlin's in the green. McLaughlin's still on it out there. It could be a Team Penske front row, we'll see. Here's the Good Ranchers Chevy.
Oh, can you imagine if Will Power lost out to his teammate by a couple hundredths? He was up. Was Will Power. McLaughlin, does he nail the brake zone? He fired it in really deep, James. Do you think he lost there?
No, I say it looked like a good exit.
Got it.
And it's going the right direction. Still 2 of the most complicated complexes on the track down here over the curb. It's so easy to get it wrong. It's all about the exit, though. If he gives up a bit on the entry but gets on the power, treading the wrong way.
It's gone back 6 1,000ths of a second.
All you have to do.
3 1,000ths of a second.
Take a big bite here and pole is yours.
Here we go. Has McLaughlin got it? He goes back to the green.
That looked good.
It's Power versus McLaughlin. Scotty Mack to the top.
Yes. Pit. You got it. Good job.
P1 for the Thirsty Threes. How about that? The guy who was last in the championship after the disqualification at St. Petersburg answers emphatically.
We get it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know, Power is just going to go nuts on that. He knew he was going to be right in that same window, but Scotty Mack, it was all about turn 5, Diff.
Has obviously been a very difficult week. Circumstances that no one wants to deal with as Tim Cindric, Team Penske president, comes in. What's the challenge been to refocus and get the job done?
It's been tough. Yeah, the Good Ranch Chevy was so good today, and I just wanted to give these guys and girls on the team, an opportunity to be back on the front row and be back on pole. And it's been tough the last couple of races. Like we haven't hit it in qualifying. I'm super proud of that and super proud of the execution today. And obviously this means a lot, but we're just going to keep focusing like this for the rest of the season and keep working hard, as I said.
The guy you get at the end is the guy who's won more poles than anybody in the history of this sport. How did you find that extra 10th to get by Will Power?
I don't know. I sent it pretty hard through the last couple of corners, but anytime you get a chance to get a Team Penske front row, that's the main thing and a great objective for the team, and I'm really proud of everyone.
Congratulations. Scott McLaughlin starts on the pole tomorrow from Barber.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.